Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star 2 Origin Continent based on novel. So let's start. This ancient ship flew for half a day, and finally saw Yulon City from afar. What a city of cultivation! The elder looked at Yulon City. In his observation, the colorful formations of Yulon City were almost all transparent to him, except for the inconspicuous chaos one-color array, which made him feel a sense of oppression. No wonder Brother Luo Feng can turn the tide. Just looking at this formation, one can see his uniqueness. The winged woman and the red-robed youth also noticed the chaos one-color array, and felt threatened. Let's go in and take a look, the elder said. S-tilde-ea the novelfire.net website, on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. The three of them retrieved their ship, and entered through the city gate. The guards at the gate did not notice them at all, not even the formations of Yulon City detected them. Having just gone through a war, Yulon City has returned to normal so quickly. This also shows that Yulon City's losses were not significant. The three of them flew through the city, observing with interest. Suddenly, two figures emerged from the blurred gap between heaven and earth, appearing in front. One was the Yuan Xong Palace Master, and the other was naturally Luo Feng. Brother Bo Xiu, you arrived without a word, so we could have greeted you. Yuan Xong Palace Master smiled and said. Yuan Xong. The elder also smiled brightly, happy to see an old friend. His gaze also fell on the black-clothed, black-haired man beside Yuan Xong Palace Master. Luo Feng's aura now was even more profound and unfathomable, with every thread of aura containing the realm of the life and death Tao. Cultivation is like this: the deeper one's attainment, the more one's presence contains the charm of the path practiced. Even one's own image contains the mysteries of the Tao. Brother Luo Feng. Yuan Xong Palace Master smiled and said, let me introduce, this is Brother Bo Xiu, a cultivator of the true witch lineage. In terms of strength, he surpasses even my pinnacle, and can be considered half my teacher. Yuan Xong, we learn from each other, the elder said with a smile. When they teamed up for training, they naturally exchanged insights to improve their own cultivation systems. This is the Divine Emperor Bai Yin. Yuan Xong Palace Master introduced again. The winged woman nodded at Luo Feng with a smile. If in the dark sacred realm, this scene would be enough to astonish many cultivators. Bai Yin Divine Emperor was notoriously cold and proud, with few cultivators in the dark sacred realm capable of making her smile. Apart from a few close friends, she generally ignored those of the same level. This is the Kaizhen Divine Emperor. Yuan Xong Palace Master smiled and said, in terms of close combat, Kaizhen can kill a super-limit level low-level primordial life with bare-handed strength. The red-robed youth smiled and said, I can't single-handedly defeat 4 super-limit levels. All three of them respected Luo Feng greatly. Pleased to meet the three of you. Luo Feng was also polite. Since you have come from afar, shall we first go to the Elder Hall? Please. The elder and the other two were more than happy. Soon, under the guidance of Luo Feng and Yuan Xong Palace Master, these three cultivators arrived at the Elder Hall. As the core of the entire Yulon City, welcoming guests here was considered the greatest respect. I heard that Brother Luo Feng already killed that enchanting heartworm, the elder said after sitting down. After all, since we took on the mission, we hope to first confirm the corpse of that enchanting heartworm. Luo Feng nodded, with a flip of his hand, the corpse of the enchanting heartworm floated aside. The elder, the winged woman, and the red-robed youth carefully observed. They quickly saw through the ins and outs of the corpse, saw the cracked life core, and confirmed the mission's completion simultaneously. Brother Luo Feng, put away the corpse. The elder smiled and said, "We easily earned half of the battle merit this time. With the cunning of the enchanting heartworm, by the time we arrived, its progeny would have scattered across many dangerous places in the 9 Rivers sacred realm. Tracking them down wouldn't be easy." The red-robed youth also said. Luo Feng was swift in his kill. Dragging it out would have been troublesome. Brother Luo Feng obtained numerous low-level primordial life corpses this time. The elder said, "In the 9 Rivers sacred realm, no one could purchase so many low-level primordial life corpses. In Yulon City, forces capable of purchasing even one super-limit level corpse are rare." Yuan Xong Palace Master nodded in agreement. A super-limit level corpse has many uses, and even a bit of flesh is very expensive. The whole corpse is valued at approximately 10 billion primordial crystals. Forces able to purchase it are extremely rare. But in the dark sacred realm, even if Brother Luo Feng's spoils of war increased tenfold, there are many forces capable of purchasing them. The red-robed youth laughed. Moreover, in the dark sacred realm, you can buy resources most suitable for yourself. Luo Feng acknowledged. This time, his spoils of war were indeed enormous, considered a vast fortune. In the 9 Rivers sacred realm, the resources he could buy were indeed very limited. Precious secret treasures suitable for himself, so far, were just the Undying Heart and Palm World. He couldn't purchase anything else. "I heard there's a large primordial hall in the dark sacred realm." Luo Feng inquired. "Indeed." The winged woman, Bai Yin, also replied, "The large primordial hall in the dark sacred realm is even bigger than Yulon City. Inside the hall, wonders abound. There are vast amounts of high-level primordial life corpses, including 7 whole world-level primordial life corpses. Many living high-level primordial lives are also imprisoned in the primordial hall. We can observe those imprisoned high-level primordial lives up close. Moreover, if you have enough battle merit, you can exchange for a primordial prisoner, a high-level primordial life whose powers have been completely sealed," the winged woman explained. "Their powers must be completely sealed, otherwise, they could easily endanger cultivators," the elder said. "I've always wanted to exchange for a primordial prisoner for research, but unfortunately, it's too expensive." The winged woman said, "Various complete bloodlines in the primordial hall are countless, and even superlimit level bloodlines are insignificant in the primordial hall. Anyone with ambition usually exchanges for high-level primordial life bloodlines, and there are even those who exchange for world-level primordial bloodlines. In the dark sacred realm, we know of 2 who have successfully exchanged for world-level primordial bloodlines. Countless bloodlines, various secret treasures, diverse inheritances, numerous cultivation opportunities, everything can be exchanged. In the primordial hall, battle merit can exchange for everything. Primordial crystals can only purchase a select few items." Luo Feng listened, filled with longing. His path of cultivation involves the study of various bloodlines. Only in the dark sacred realm could he collect sufficient superlimit level bloodlines, and perhaps even higher level bloodlines. "Brother Luo Feng, with your strength, you can now venture to the dark sacred realm," the elder suggested. "This 9 Rivers sacred realm poses no threat to you anymore. But in the dark sacred realm, it's much more perilous, and resources are far more abundant. With your current strength, once you go to the dark sacred realm, you may advance even further, reaching the invincible level." "Invincible?" Luo Feng asked. "I've heard that in the dark sacred realm, beings of the invincible level are almost unseen. They have been taken away." The red-robed youth said enviously, "Once you reach the invincible level, Senior Yuan and others will appear and take them away. Anyone taken away has likely managed to break free from the braided cage," the winged woman added longingly. "Breaking free from the braided cage." Luo Feng listened in breathless anticipation. Of course, he aspired to that. Without breaking through the shackles and escaping the braided cage, one must live trapped within the source world, myriad worlds, and other such realms. Only by breaking free from the braided cage, undergoing a transformation in the essence of life, could one truly roam the vast infinite primordial space. What exactly is this invincible level? Luo Feng asked. The elder and his three companions, along with Yuan Xong Palace Master, hesitated before answering the question. Mastering 2.5 primordial paths is considered the pinnacle level in the dark sacred realm, the elder began. If one's strength can surpass the peak level by a large margin, then they can be deemed invincible. Achieving invincibility is exceedingly challenging, remarked the winged woman. Even those of exceptionally high talent mastering 3.5 primordial paths often find it hard to achieve a qualitative change in power, which falls short of invincible. There are also those who've exchanged world-level primordial bloodlines, exploring deeper bloodline powers. Yet, claiming to reach the invincible level remains uncertain. Then, Yuan Xong Palace Master added, Luo Feng, in the dark sacred realm, the two enlightened ones who have exchanged world-level primordial bloodlines are Divine Emperor Ji Ku, whose power only slightly surpasses ours, and a senior named Mo Jiao, who further explored deeper bloodline powers and was taken away by Senior Yuan and others. It is said that he has now broken free from the braided cage. There are 3 recognized paths to achieving the invincible level. The elder elaborated, the first is having one's spiritual will break free from the braided cage. With sheer terrifying willpower, they can sweep through all challenges. Before them, we would be utterly powerless. The second involves progressing further with bloodline power. The third is fusing the 2 kinds of half primordial level paths that we dual practice. This too can lead to a qualitative change. These 3 paths become increasingly difficult as you go, the red-robed youth explained. He continued, throughout the history of the dark sacred realm, those who achieved invincibility usually did so through the liberation of their spiritual will from the braided cage. We know of only one who relied on bloodline power. As for the third, we haven't heard of it happening in the dark sacred realm. In other world clusters, there should be instances, the winged woman commented. It's a method clearly recorded in the Primordial Hall and is considered the hardest yet highest potential path for the enlightened. The elder nodded, the deeper the foundational understanding of the Great Tao, the higher the potential. This third path is a journey of solid grounding. Thank you all for your insights. Luo Feng gained considerable knowledge. These 4 before him, all pinnacles within the dark sacred realm, were vastly knowledgeable, providing Luo Feng with deeper insights into the path ahead. His life and death Tao had already reached the late stage of the Divine Emperor, showcasing skills superior to those who mastered 2.5 primordial paths, yet still within the same major category of strength. If the life and death Tao reached the half primordial level, that would constitute a qualitative change, considered invincible. Brother Luo Feng, we've completed our task and will remain in Yulon City for a few days before returning, the elder offered. Would you like to return with us? We can also introduce you to some fellow travelers. No need. Luo Feng shook his head. I just recently broke through and need to enter closed-door cultivation for some time before heading to the dark sacred realm. The 100 Tribulations' heart essence had been consumed for less than a day. Once its effects wore off and his strength was fully consolidated, it would be time to explore the dark sacred realm. The cultivator team stayed in Yulon City for 2 days, and also discussed the Tao with Luo Feng and the Yuan Xong Palace Master. At their level, making even a slight improvement is very difficult. Therefore, they often engage in discussions with others of the same level to enhance their friendship. Outside the city, Luo Feng and the Yuan Xong Palace Master saw off this cultivator team. These 2 days of gathering, we have thoroughly enjoyed ourselves, by Yin Divine Emperor, the winged woman, who became talkative after getting acquainted, smiled and said, "We will return to the dark sacred realm first, Brother Luo Feng. We look forward to seeing you again in the dark sacred realm. When you reach Chengfeng City, be sure to contact us." Luo Feng said with a smile. There are a total of 5 cities in the dark sacred realm, and Bai Yin Divine Emperor's cultivator team resides long-term in Chengfeng City. "We're leaving." The elder and the red-robed young man also nodded slightly to Luo Feng and the Yuan Xong Palace Master. All 3 of them boarded the ship, and under the watchful eyes of Luo Feng and the Yuan Xong Palace Master, this ancient ship quickly disappeared beyond the horizon. "The 3 of them have left." Yuan Xong Palace Master looked into the distance with a slight smile. "Luo Feng, I should also take my leave." Luo Feng was startled. "It was agreed that I would leave after the Battle of Yulon City. But I stayed 2 more days with 3 old friends." Yuan Xong Palace Master looked at Luo Feng. "I'm very relieved to leave Yulon City in your hands. As for me, I will disperse all my avatars in the outside world. I will focus all my efforts in my hometown to fight against the pollution. Either suppress the pollution, or completely succumb to it," said the Yuan Xong Palace Master. At this moment, Luo Feng's emotions were complex. Yuan Xong Palace Master, having reached this point, is already in great danger. Once fallen, his soul will be annihilated. The billions of worlds were created by Senior Yuan and other beings of the same level. While the strong ones born from these billions of worlds don't have the clone technique, if they can persuade the world creators to intervene, they still have hope for resurrection. This information has long spread among the cultivators in the 9 Rivers Sacred Realm. Many cultivators in these billions of worlds have regrets and wish to resurrect their dearest loves. Senior Yuan, Senior Jin, and some others had promised long ago that if one escapes the braided cage, they could have a chance for resurrection. But the Source World is different. The Source World is protected by supreme rules and possesses the clone technique. Yet, likewise, the supreme rules also block outside force. Once a strong person inside the Source World dies, even Senior Yuan cannot resurrect them. Yuan Xong Palace Master is a strong person who walked out of the Source World. If he dies, then he is truly dead. Even Senior Yuan and others are helpless. "Even if I die, there's no need to be sad." Yuan Xong Palace Master laughed heartily. "The path of cultivation is filled with countless obstacles and dangers. Having reached this point, I am among the pinnacle level existences in the dark world. If I die, there's nothing to regret." "Brother Yuan Xong," Luo Feng solemnly advised, "on your cultivation path, you have defeated many great enemies. You will surely be able to defeat the high-level primordial pollution as well." Yuan Xong Palace Master nodded. "I will defeat it. Well then, let's part ways here." With that, the figure of Yuan Xong Palace Master dissipated. Luo Feng silently watched this scene. He knew. Unless Yuan Xong Palace Master thoroughly suppresses the pollution, it might be challenging to meet again. As time passed, the avatars of the elders who died in the Battle of Yulon City returned one by one to Yulon City. Elder Hall. 7 elders were summoned to meet Luo Feng. City Lord. The 7 elders were quite respectful, feeling a bit nervous and expectant because, among all the elders in the city, only these 7 were summoned, leading them to guess the possibility. In the Battle of Yulon City, all 7 of you were attacked by the superlimit level enchanting heartworms. Luo Feng smiled and waved his hand, and 7 secret treasures appeared in mid-air. "These 7 secret treasures are yours, right? Take them." In the city, there were not many elders carrying powerful secret treasures. The elders who lost their treasures in this war were precisely these 7. "Thank you, City Lord." The 7 elders were overjoyed and excited. They guessed the possibility, but didn't expect the City Lord to return them without any conditions. "It is known." According to the general rules of cultivators, the spoils gained from normal fighting and killing generally belong to oneself. You were also fighting for Yulon City. Luo Feng smiled slightly. These 7, carrying important secret treasures, were all trying to root their forces well in Yulon City. These 7 elders felt increasingly that having such a city lord would make life much easier in the future. Back when Wei Yang Palace Master's influence covered the entire city, he would take a hefty chunk of many benefits. If such precious secret treasures fell into Wei Yang Palace Master's hands, he would never return them. City Lord, recently, Wei Yang Palace Master has been secretly transferring some resources away from the city. He dared not come himself and asked other elders to help carry the resources away, several elders said. I know, Luo Feng said. With his control over Yulon City, those actions of Wei Yang Palace Master could not escape his notice. He is transferring resources, probably to leave voluntarily, Luo Feng said, no need to pay much mind. Yes. The 7 elders respectfully responded. Only 5 days later, the avatar of Wei Yang Palace Master unexpectedly arrived in Yulon City, personally visiting Luo Feng. Wei Yang Palace Master, the city lord has agreed to see you. Please. In front of the Elder Hall, a guard led the way. Wei Yang Palace Master could only follow. Walking through this familiar Elder Hall, he once thought he would completely dominate the Elder Hall and become the master of the entire Yulon City. Who knew Luo Feng would rise so swiftly and terrifyingly powerful? With his own strength, suppressing 4 superlimit levels. Using the formation, only 1/10 of the massive low-level Primordial life army entering the city managed to narrowly escape. Even if I carry the secret treasure, I'm afraid I won't withstand a single move from him, the Wei Yang Palace Master sighed inwardly. The power he displayed is more terrifying than the Yuan Xong Palace Master at his pinnacle. Soon, under the guidance, the Wei Yang Palace Master saw Luo Feng sitting in the garden from a distance. Wei Yang, have met the city lord, the Wei Yang Palace Master slightly bowed in salute. Luo Feng looked at the Wei Yang Palace Master with interest. You actually came to see me. Luo Feng looked at him. Are you still planning to stay in Yulon City? With the city lord here, Yulon City is incredibly stable, naturally, it doesn't need me, the Wei Yang Palace Master respectfully replied. I have decided to completely withdraw from Yulon City. I came this time with a request. Oh? What is it? Luo Feng looked at him. When I was garrisoning Yulon City before, my avatar died at the hands of that super limit level enchanting heartworm, and I lost 2 important secret treasures, the Wei Yang Palace Master pleaded. I humbly ask the city lord to return them. Whatever price I need to pay, the city lord can just say. Luo Feng looked at him and couldn't help but laugh. You actually have the face to ask me to return your secret treasures. Luo Feng couldn't help shaking his head. Back then, he forced me to resign from the position of commander of the Heavenly Patrol Palace. I didn't agree, and the Wei Yang Palace Master even acted impulsively. With such a conflict present, the Wei Yang Palace Master still dared to show up, dared to ask me. Luo Feng was very surprised. I know I have offended the city lord, the Wei Yang Palace Master said, but you know how important powerful secret treasures suitable for oneself are. Whatever price is required, the city lord can just say. Luo Feng looked at him and said, I'll give you 2 choices. The Wei Yang Palace Master was overjoyed in his heart. Luo Feng's temper was actually this good. Previously hearing that the 7 elders all got their lost important secret treasures back, he began to have hope. What are the 2 choices? The Wei Yang Palace Master asked eagerly. As long as he could regain the 2 lost secret treasures, he was willing to pay a little more. First, you obliterate your own avatar. Second, I will do it for you. Luo Feng looked at him. You choose. The Weiyang Palace Master's face changed. He sensed the coldness in Luo Feng's eyes at this moment. I am willing to obliterate myself, the Weiyang Palace Master still respectfully saluted, and then without a sound, his avatar was obliterated and dissipated. Luo Feng coldly watched this scene. His compassion was also selective. The Weiyang Palace Master clearly did not deserve it. The positions of Weiyang Palace Master and Master Gai Dao in the core formation layer of Yulon City had long been erased by Luo Feng, depriving them of their positions as palace masters. Time passed. The elders of Yulon City gradually became familiar with Luo Feng's temper. Luo Feng, besides the portion entitled as the city lord, wasn't interested in competing for other resources within the city, which also made more strong individuals willing to take root in Yulon City. At both the elder level and palace master level, there were relocations coming one after another. Many ordinary cultivators were also moving here. No way, a city that can be termed as absolutely safe, with a city lord who disdains to fight for resources yet protects the middle and lower levels of the weak. This kind of city naturally had great appeal within the 35 cities of Yulon City. The number of cultivators in Yulon City is increasing. Emperor Qing, Emperor Ming, and Di Fu gazed down at the entire city from the high point of the Elder Hall. As Luo Feng's confidants, they were responsible for some of the city lord's trivial matters. Encountering such a benevolent city lord is also the fortune of many cultivators, Emperor Ming said. In this world of cultivators, most still follow the law of the jungle. Di Fu nodded. Survival of the fittest is the norm. The city lord has changed the order of Yulon City with his individual might. Originally, without the insect nest, deceit workshop, and shadow tower, other forces would also steal and loot. But Luo Feng's strength was too strong. With the formation, he could encompass the entire city with a single thought, capable of destroying any force. So when he casts law with words, saying no thieving or looting forces may exist, no such forces would appear in the city. The city lord is appearing less and less. Emperor Qing turned to look at the cave mansion next to the Elder Hall, which was Luo Feng's current cave mansion. Sir the noelfire.nt website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Just like the ancestors of the two countries rarely appear on the land of origin, Di Fu mused, the city lord doesn't appear much in Yulon City either. Perhaps, his main focus is already in other worlds. Emperor Qing and Emperor Ming were shocked. Luo Feng had indeed likely gone to the dark sacred realm. In fact, Luo Feng had been in closed-door cultivation for the better part of an epoch, only coming out when the effects of the 100 Tribulations' heart essence had completely dissipated. Cultivating for half an epoch under the effects of the 100 Tribulations' heart essence had greatly aided Luo Feng. After coming out of closed-door cultivation, Luo Feng first erased the original formations on the core formation layer of Yulon City, and then engraved a far more powerful formation, after careful consideration. After leaving an ordinary avatar in Yulon City, he quietly departed. An ordinary avatar, commanding a terrifying formation within the city, would exert even more deterrent power than during the Battle of Yulon City. Luo Feng was walking alone on the land of the Nine Rivers sacred realm. He also walked along the Nine Rivers once, took a good look at it, and during the journey encountered low-level primordial lives that had no sense attacking him. These low-level primordial lives then became corpses stored in Luo Feng's collection of treasures. After walking through the Nine Rivers, Luo Feng arrived at the center of the Nine Rivers sacred realm, Holy Mountain. Time to go to the dark sacred realm. This time, Luo Feng did not go to the teleportation dark lake at the foot of the mountain, but instead walked up the mountain path towards the summit. The invisible pressure of the mountain path grew increasingly terrifying, but for Luo Feng, who had completely perfected the undying blood sea body, it was as comfortable as a gentle breeze, and he reached the summit. At the summit, there was also a dark pool. Luo Feng's thread of thought penetrated the dark pool, immediately sensing that this teleportation pool led to another distant world. Let's take a look. Luo Feng stepped into the dark pool and vanished, the light swirling as he was already being teleported. This video will end here.